Warner, and my statement of purpose video is to my younger brother. Jimmy, I know you're worried about college already, and that's pretty whack because you're like 13 or something. It's really a lot easier than you'd think, as long as you do your own work instead of making mom do your homework for you, like you do now. But, anyways, thanks for yelling at me every morning on the way to school and telling me I was bipolar because my psychiatrist did diagnose me as that. So, it basically helped me choose my major. So, thanks again. So, after college ends, I'm gonna have to go to grad school to become a clinical psychologist. And it was actually really cool because in first year experience, we did this thing called Focus 2, which you did a bunch of questions and it helped match you to jobs that fit you well. And luckily, I matched with a clinical psychologist, so that was really good to confirm what I wanted to do. So, when I first came into college, I knew what I wanted to do after lots of consideration and one major change. But college is really the time to figure out who you are and what you love. So, hopefully, you can find that interest and match it to a career. And it's a lot simpler than you'd think. It's easier to find. Once you stumble across it, you know. So, you probably have no idea what a liberal arts education is, and that's okay. I didn't either. You probably hear the term liberal and cringe. That's okay. I did too. It turns out no politics are involved. It basically just means you take a bunch of gen ed classes that don't necessarily pertain to your major. There's this thing you need called a growth mindset to appreciate a liberal arts education. That means you have to be open to new experiences. Through gen eds, I discovered sociology, which I intend to add as a minor this year. So, when you first come to college, my advice is don't necessarily be so set on what you want to do. Because, like me, I was so set on just being a psych major, but now I think I want to minor in sociology too. So, if you want to do computer science like you're still planning on now, go for it. But don't be set against doing anything else because you'll never know what you'll find. As I just mentioned, when you attend a liberal arts school, you have to take gen eds, but they're actually really useful. You get a broader, more well rounded education that could help with a lot of things. For example, I have to take some math courses, and we know I'm terrible at math, but I do gain the knowledge that I'll need in the future. I also develop a better understanding of the world outside of mine, which is essential for both my career and my personal, empathetic life. So, mom won't be there to do your homework anymore if you don't like your gen ed classes, but even if you don't like them, try to take in as much as you can because the knowledge and information you get from all of them will be beneficial no matter what you do in your future. So, I know I want to go to grad school. They don't want someone who's I know this and this and this about psychology. They'd much rather have someone who's like, I know this about psychology, this about sociology. I can do math too. Look, I can do art. So basically, an understanding of more fields than what you go into is going to help. You and I both know how bad mom and dad wanted me to play soccer in college, so I spent all of my free time at home doing everything I could to get recruited, and I ended up doing it. But the thing is, when I got to college, I wanted time to have fun, so I made the decision not to play soccer. Instead, I did something completely different. I decided to join a yoga club, which is crazy, you'd say, because I'm not flexible. But the thing is, it's fun. It's a time to break out and do whatever I want. It's just nice to have something for me for once. And the club has been so great. It's sustainable living, so we learn everything about how to keep the earth a better place, how to deal better with people, and some different relaxation techniques. Oh, and another experience from college so far is learning how to handle money. Let me tell you, that's been a struggle. When I first came here, I had like 200 bucks. I was like, sweet, let's go get some groceries, let's go eat at the food trucks, let's get Chick-fil-A. But you know what? Don't do it. I had 17 cents by the end of like my second week of school. And now I have to get a job, which, I mean, it's inevitable, but still. Be careful with your money when you come. So, no matter what your interests are by the time you get to college, branch out and find some new things to become involved in. I never saw myself years ago, I would have not believed me, but I never saw myself doing yoga, and that's been like one of my best college experiences so far. So don't be afraid to try new things, even if you don't think you'll be good at it. Do it. If you think you could get something from it, or have fun, or make friends, just do it. So, to sum everything up that I've already mentioned, the main thing I can say is be open minded. You have to be open minded so you can get the most out of your gen eds courses, the most out of your liberal arts education, and the most out of your extracurricular activities. Because if you're not open minded, you won't be able to experience many of the great parts of college.